In the year 2248, humanity was no longer the backwater species it once was. After joining the coalition of civilized worlds, Earth had become a supplier of engineers, biologists, and physicists across dozens of alien colonies. Humans were curious, adaptable, and small by galactic standards, but respected. Lieutenant Mara Chun was one such representative of humanity, stationed on Arden Station, a research hub orbiting the gas giant Saroa 9. The station was filled mostly with Ketheri, tall, translucent-skinned beings with fragile bones and minds that could calculate quantum paths faster than any computer. To them, humans were quaint, muscular animals that overcompensated for their lack of finesse with determination. The lab's latest experiment was routine, a graviton resonance calibration for the new planetary terraforming emitters. Essentially, it was a physics test measuring how well biological life handled controlled gravity fluctuations. The goal was to fine-tune the emitters to ensure they wouldn't crush colonists under unstable fields. Mara had volunteered for the human dataset. She stood inside the graviton chamber, wearing a sleek white exosuit laced with biomonitors. On the observation deck, the Ketheri scientist Dr. Saliath adjusted dials with trembling precision. "Lieutenant Chun," he said through the intercom, "we will begin at baseline. Please confirm respiration steady." "Respiration steady," Mara replied. "Let's get this over with before my lunch gets cold." Several of the alien researchers gave what passed for a chuckle, a low vibration through their throats. The first gravity pulse came gently, a soft tug on her body. 1.2 G. Humans were accustomed to that. "Good," Saliath noted. "Pulse 2. 2.5 G. Mara grunted as her knees bent slightly. "Still here." The Ketheri noted readings. Their own physiology began showing stress even at 2 G. At 3.5 G, their bones cracked. At 4 G, consciousness failed. "Proceed to next," Saliath said. "Wait," another scientist warned. "Coalition safety protocol forbids testing beyond 4 gravs on sentient subjects." "She is human," Saliath replied simply. "Their tolerance curve is uncertain." Uncertain was an understatement. The machine pulsed again 4 G. Mara's breathing deepened, but her vitals remained stable. 4.5, Saliath said, almost whispering. The floor groaned. Her boots fused slightly into the magnetic pads. Sweat ran down her neck, but she stayed upright. At 5G, every alien in the control room backed away from the glass. The sound of metal strain filled the air. Mara clenched her teeth, flexed her arms, and shouted, "Still standing, Doc." They stared in disbelief. Dr. Saliath turned to his peers. "Record everything. Increase slowly." Slowly went out the window. They were scientists intoxicated by data. The dial turned to 6G, then 7G. The chamber's walls began to ripple as the gravity field distorted. The Ketheri could barely remain standing in the control room, even through dampened shielding. Inside, Mara's vision darkened around the edges, but she refused to buckle. Every breath felt like inhaling molten iron. Her ribs compressed. The exosuit strained. Yet her mind, trained through military endurance trials and years under higher planetary gravities, refused to yield. Then something unexpected happened. At 7.6 G, the monitoring system flashed a crimson alert. Biological adaptation detected. Her muscle fibers were realigning. Her cardiovascular system was rerouting blood flow dynamically. Her mitochondria output had surged by 800%. Human physiology wasn't supposed to do that. Saliath whispered. "Impossible." Mara, barely conscious, muttered, "What? What's happening to me?" The alien scientist's fingers shook. "Your cells, they're rewriting." You are adapting in real time to gravitic stress. The station's AI chimed in coldly. Warning. Containment instability in chamber. Shut it down, shouted one assistant. But the system lagged. The next pulse hit 9.2 G for 0.7 seconds. Every monitor exploded with static. When the field collapsed, the chamber's glass cracked, and the pressure wave threw everyone to the floor. When the dust cleared, Mara was kneeling, alive, panting, her suit torn. The floor beneath her had warped, but she stood unharmed. Her muscles shimmered faintly, as if charged by residual energy. The aliens stared in silence. Dr. Salieth slowly approached the intercom. Lieutenant Shen, are you functional? Mara smirked faintly. You owe me new boots. Middle. The next day, the coalition broadcast demanded an explanation. Human endurance had always been statistically impressive, but adaptation beyond known biological limits was impossible. The data logs showed it clearly. Human mitochondria had fused with quantum field resonances, amplifying energy throughput. Essentially, under stress, her body had learned to borrow power from the gravity field itself. In the coming weeks, coalition research centers demanded more human volunteers. Earth's representatives hesitated. The Terran Council authorized controlled replications, but none of the other subjects replicated Mara's results exactly. Some showed heightened endurance, others blacked out at 6G. Yet every test confirmed one chilling truth. Human biology was unstable in the right direction. When faced with annihilation, humans didn't just endure, they evolved immediately. Rumors spread across the galaxy. Alien fleets whispered about the human adaptation event. Military strategists worried what would happen if this trait were weaponized. Meanwhile, on Arden Station, Mara began noticing side effects. When she moved, metal instruments trembled slightly. Her blood work showed residual graviton particles bound to iron molecules. One night, she awoke to alarms. The lights flickered red. Saroa 9's magnetic field had shifted, and with it, so had the graviton field generator network. Dr. Salieth, she said, sprinting to the control deck. What's going on? The network has destabilized. The graviton emitter is resonating with your body signature, he said. It's tracking you. Outside the viewport, arcs of silver light spiraled through the gas giant's atmosphere. The network, composed of satellites spanning thousands of kilometers, was pulsing in rhythm with Mara's heartbeat. That's impossible, she said. No, Salieth whispered. It's synchronization. The satellites weren't designed for sentient interface, but somehow, through the experiment, her body had become a node in their system. Ending. Command ordered an evacuation. The field's harmonics grew unstable, pulling at the planet's atmosphere like a colossal heartbeat. Mara refused to leave. If it's sinking to me, I can shut it down. She stepped into the command relay chamber, where holographic graviton lines danced like threads of light. She could feel them now, not see, not hear, but feel, like an extra sense behind her bones. Dr. Salieth's voice trembled through comms. The field's strength exceeds planetary tolerance. If you fail, Saroa 9 will implode. I don't plan to fail. She closed her eyes, extended her arms, and focused. Her body was heavier than ever before, every atom screaming under invisible pressure. She redirected it, bending the graviton flow inward. Her blood burned. Her mind fractured into flashes of memory. Earth's oceans, sunlight, the taste of rain. The field buckled. The station trembled. Then suddenly silence. Outside, the gas giant calmed. The satellites went dark. The resonance ended. When the rescue ships arrived hours later, they found Mara collapsed but alive. Her vitals were unreadable. Half her cells carried Quantu.